Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Phalachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignum Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham bande paramananda madhavam yam brahma varunendra rudra marutaha stunvanti divyaistavaihi vedaihi sankapadakramopnishadaihi gayanti yam samagaha dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginaha यस्यांतं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिघ्नः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायग आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः वासुदेव परा वेदा वासुदेव परा मकाः वासुदेव परा योगा वासुदेव परा क्रियाः वासुदेव परं ज्ञानं वासुदेव परं तपः वासुदेव परो धर्मो वासुदेव परा गतिः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Now, with Bhagavan's grace, we will take up from where we left off in our last session. We came up to Slokam 18, Adhyayam 16, Skandham number 4. Dehinam Atmavat Preshtaha Surdam Nandi Vardhanaha Muktasanga Prasangaha Ayam Dhandapanihi Asadushu. Now, continuing, when Avatar Purushan comes, generally people do not recognize it because of Maya. Okay? Very seldom, in spite of all the miracles that they do, in spite of all the divine manifestations they do, only after their avataram comes and goes, people realize and sing and extol their glory and all that. During the lifetime of Avatara Purusha, when you see an Avatara Purusha standing in front of you, chances are you will not recognize because the mind will play all kinds of games. It is called doubt, and so you will miss it. This is what generally happens. Bhagavan himself says it's because of Yoga Maya, he dawns it that comes. An anecdote before we start this slokam, because it pertains to that. We all worship Bhagavan Srimad Narayana, Shankachakra Gadabani, Chaturbhujan, Pitambara Vastram, etc., etc., etc. Suppose if that Narayana shows up in front of you on the street with 4 hands, carrying Shankam and Chakram, What do you think you will do? Think for a second. Bhagavan says, today our nature is such that we will grab him, put him in a cage, and exhibit him to everybody else and make money in the process. That is how our faith and buddhi are. And so, keeping that in mind, let us go to the slokam. Ayam tu sakshat Bhagavan trayadhisaha kutastaha atma kalaya avatirnaha yasmin avidyarachitam nirarthakam pasyanti nanatvam api pratitam. Ayam tu sakshat Bhagavan trayadhisah kutastah atma kalaya avatirnaha yasmin avidyarachitam nirarthakam pasyanti nanatvam api pratitam. Ayam tu sakshat Bhagavan trayadhisah kutastah atma kalayavatirnaha yasminna vidya rachitam nirarthakam pasyanti nanatvam api pratitam. Bhagavan, the master, the Lord, the controller, the ruler of all the three worlds, the one who is a Nayaka for all the Vedangal. Nayaka means leader. And one who is changeless, never changes, Purnamadaha Purnamidam, recall that. And who is the Atma Swarupi, the Manasakshi that we have, the conscience that we have, the Manasakshi, that Bhagavan, when with his own amsam again, not a quantitative part, amsam is an essence, a quality of love, prema, selfless love. Okay? Then with that, this he has now manifested here as Pruthu Maharaja. But in him, in this Bhagavan, who was manifested as a Pruthu, because of avidyai, because of mayai, because of ignorance. So, what do we see? We see a difference. We see he is a Raja, he is a king, he is so and so. That difference, which is a false difference, that is what we see. That is what people see because of avidya. Okay? And a small anecdote that occurs to me, so I'm sharing with you. Generally, I do not share about myself or so much as my experiences, but for some reason, the thought comes, so I'm taking it as a command from Bhagavan to share with you. When Bhagavan brought me to his fold, made me aware, brought me there, I was dead against him, completely against him. Okay? And so, naturally, I doubted. So then I put some challenges in front of Swami. Show me if this is what you do, so that I know. Several small, but in hindsight, it all looks so silly. So silly in hindsight from where I am today. But at that time, that was important because I was a sincere inquirer. Bhagavan responded. So the doubt is the nature of the mind. Okay. So that is what happens. Avidya. Okay, we are going to come now. Padangal. Ayam tu sakshat Bhagavan trayadhisah kutastah atma kalaya avatirnaha yasmin avidyarachitam nirarthakam pasyanti nanatvam api pratitam. Okay? So, I am Bhagavan, this Bhagavan, Kalaya, with this Amsam, frankly, if Bhagavan manifests himself in fullness, impossible for the senses of the mind to grasp it. Please understand, it's only Anubhavam. But when Bhagavan manifests himself, I cognize him, relate to him with my mind and in my indriyangal and my body and all that, right? Isn't it? So it's only Kalaya. Only a little bit of that sweetness is there, not the full force. Okay? So Kalaya Sakshat Avatirnaha. Sakshat. That means you personally experience, you personally cognize. It is what Sakshat means. It is not something you hear from somebody. It is not something you read and then you reflect and then you come to a conclusion. No, no. It is right there, right in front of you, your own personal experience. That is Sakshat. Okay. Avatirnaha. Now Avatirnaha is manifested himself. Avataram, Avatirnaha. Now, English we say he is descended. Bhagavan has descends down to our level. No, no, nothing like this. Please, this is where the Sanskrit, the Padangal and the English words, we have to be very, very careful. When Bhagavan is present everywhere, where does he descend to and where does he descend from? Think for a second. There is not a single place that he is not. So when we say Bhagavan descends, no, he appears, manifests the same way he appeared in response to Prahlada's prayer inside from a pillar, isn't it? When we say avataram, it is like, as Bhagavan says, like a mother bending down to pick up the child. That's what Bhagavan does to you and to me in Avataram. So, Avatirnaha. Ayam Bhagavan Kalaya Sakshat Avatirnaha. That is the first sentence. Let us take that and then we'll build on that. Ayam Bhagavan. Ayam means this Bhagavan. Kalaya with this Amsam, that is the Amsatinal. Actually, Amsatinal is it more than that. Personally, I say Amsatil. Okay, in selfless love, in prema. Okay, that Bhagavan Kalaya Sakshat Avatirnaha. He has now appeared, manifested as Pruthu. Manifested means what? Something the senses can cognize, something that the mind can relate to. Please understand. Because Bhagavan is avyayam, beyond the mind. So he has to come down. That is what mother bending down to pick up the child means. That is what avatar means. Okay. Now, I am Bhagavan, this Bhagavan. What is this? What type of Bhagavan is he? Trayadhisaha. Okay. Trayat Isaha. Trayat Isaha. Isaha, the Lord, the Master, the ruler of the three. What is the three? Past, present, future. Okay, Bhulokam, Bhuvarlokam, Suvarlokam. Actually, Bhagavan is the master of all the lokagal, but our awareness goes to Jagrata Avasthai, Swapna Avasthai, and Sushupta Avasthai. The waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. So I can relate to him personally. Okay, so past, present, future, and these three states of three levels of consciousness, or awareness, so to speak, awareness that we have, even though awareness goes beyond that, beyond the three stages. So that Bhagavan, who's the master ruler of the Trayat Isaha, Kutastaha, changeless, doesn't increase, doesn't decrease, doesn't modify. Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Okay, Purnat Purnam Udachyate. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. Okay, nothing. Love is indivisible. It doesn't change. Sweetness doesn't change. Doesn't increase, doesn't decrease. Sweetness is sweetness. Love is love. That's all. And Atma, he is the Atma Swarupi, the indweller of a particular, in English, the Atma Swarupi, and the closest that I can relate to, in that my conscience, Manasatchi. At the same time, Manasatchi is there, I also experience love, isn't it? And the love is pouring out from within me. That is the Atma Swarupi. And slowly, slowly, that love right now is polluted with selfishness. And as I decrease my selfishness, I enjoy that love even more. Okay, that's the journey. So that Atma Swarupi, Trayat Isaha, Kutastaha, Atma, that Bhagavan, I am Bhagavan, this Bhagavan, Sakshat, Kalaya, Sakshat, Avatirtaha. Okay, I hope you understand that. The Moovalavirkum Adipadi, the Lord, the Master of all the three worlds. And also there is another meaning, the Nayakan of all the three Vedangal. Before the Vedangal, in our scriptures, sometimes even though Vyasa Bhagavan classified it and divided it into 4 groups, so that it make it easy for us to, makes it a little bit easier for us to practice and to chant and learn and all that. Originally, there were 3 Vedangal. So the Trayat Isaha also means the Isa of the three Vedangal, the Nayakan, and the Nayakan of the 3 worlds, the past, present, future, the Nayakan of the 3 levels of awareness that we have, etc., etc. Okay. Now, also he is changeless, Kutastaha, in his Atma Swarupi, I am Bhagavan, this Bhagavan. Kalaya, in his Amsam, which in his prema, selfless love, Sakshat Avatirnaha. He is now appeared as Pruthu Maharaja. Second sentence. Yaspin, in this Bhagavan, okay, in the Bhagavanidathil, he has come, but in the Bhagavanidathil, Avidya Rachitam, because of Maya, because of ignorance, Rachitam, something that brightens up, that shows up from Avidya, because of ignorance, something that, the thing that is springing up from ignorance, because of that pratitam, what is appearing? Because of my Maya and ignorance, what do I see? I see differences. I don't see oneness. So that is avidya rachitam pratitam. It is showing up, it's brightening up, it reveals itself from Maya only. So I see it, perceive it wrongly. Avidya rachitam pratitam. Because of that, in this Bhagavan, yasmin nirarthakam. Arthakam, nirarthakam. Arthakam, useful. Nirarthakam, wasted. Simple, okay? Veenana, palanatra, wasted. Okay, useless. So, that nirarthakam, because of that maya, avidya rachitam pratitam, nirarthakam, nanatvam api, the differences. Pasyanti, people see differences in him, not as Bhagavan. They see him different because of their ignorance. Okay. Yasmin avidhyarachitam pratitam nirarthakam nanatvam api pasyanti. That is one thing they say. Ayam tu sakshat Bhagavan trayaditaha kutastaha atma kalayavatirnaha. Yasmin avidyarachitam nirarthakam pasyanti nanatvam api pratitam. Now, number 20. Ayam bhuvo mandalam vodayadre goptaika gopta eka viraha naradevanataha asthaya chaitram ratam atmacha ratam Atta Paryasyate Dakshinatah Yatha Arkha Ayam Bhuvah Mandalam Odaya Adre Gopta Ek Viraha Naradeva Natha Asthaya Jaitram Ratam Athachapaha Paryasyate Dakshinatah Yata Arkha Ayam Bhuvo Mandala Modayatrer Goptaika Viro Naradevanataha Asthaya Jaitram Ratamatta Chapaha Paryasyate Dakshinato Yatharkaha. In the world, what is the first mountain on which that you see the sunrise? Have you ever thought of it? Okay. This talks about as long as the sun rises and you see the sunrise over the mountain where the sun rises over a mountain. As long as it is there, the one who is ruling over this bhumi, incomparable Viran, this Chakravarti, this Pruthu, what does he do? He rules over the whole world. He goes on his chariot carrying his bow, and his chariot grants only victory to him. Wherever he goes, only victory. And he carries his bow and then rides on his chariot all around the earth, just like, very important to understand this, just like the sun goes around in its own orbit. The king also will move about on the earth, riding his chariot, carrying a bow in his hand. That is the overall meaning of this sloka. First sentence, Naradeva Natha. Naradeva Natha. Natha means to the leader, the master. Also, very important, protector. Along with the responsibility, being a ruler comes with lots of power and other facilities with it, but comes a huge responsibility. So the responsibility to protect his subjects. So that is why it's called a Natha. Okay. Naradeva Natha. Nara, human beings, Deva, the divinity. Why? Because in our scriptures, in our tradition and culture, a ruler automatically, a good ruler automatically considers his citizens as his own heart, more important than himself. Primary, if you look at all the rulers, starting from Pruthu through various things, whether it is Rama or Parikshit or whoever it may be, okay, they always take care of the citizens first. Now, that is what Bhagavan Srimad Narayana does for us. We don't realize it, but that is Bhagavan Narayana is protecting all of us, isn't it? Why? Because he's a Natha. Like that, that is why we call king as the ruler as a Naradeva. We equate him to Bhagavan Vishnu, Narayana, and he has to live up to that responsibility. Naradeva Natha, that is the meaning of that beautiful thing. It means Arasan, Chakravarti. One who primary objective and charter is to the well-being of his citizens. Is the well-being of a citizen. That includes security, monetary resources, education, dharmic conduct, so many things it includes. But his primary duty is to protect the well-being of a citizen. Therefore, Naradeva Nataha. And the citizens also, when the king takes care of them like that, how will they relate to the king? They will treat him as God, as Mahavishnu itself. This is the beauty. So, Naradeva Nataha, this Pruthu Maharaja Chakravarti, Jaitram Ratham Jaitram. Jaitram means Ratham is chariot. Jaitram is a grammatical adjective there. Victorious. Okay. We say colloquially in a Jaichutya. We say like that. Right? In Tamil. There is no J in Sanskritam. Ja. Jaya 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 Vijayi Bhava Jaya Jaya Sudarsana. We say Ja. Right? That so Jaitram Ratham, victorious chariot, Asthaya, getting into that, alighting, I think is the word. Alighting means to get on it, right? That's what I mean. Asthaya Jaitram Ratham, riding that victorious chariot, Atha Chapaha. Chapaha. Chapa means bow. Okay. Then Atha means, as you just saw, carrying it, taking it in his hand. Paryasyate, he will move around in this world. Okay, we're going to come to that. Now, there is a beautiful, let me first finish the adjective for this Chakravarti. So, this is a sentence. Naradevanataha, Jaitram Ratam Asthaya, Athachapaha, Paryasyate. This Chakravarti, getting on top of this, getting on the victorious chariot, carrying a bow, and he will move around. He will travel all over the world, all over the earth. Now, the adjective. Now, how long will he do it? Vodaya adrehe. Now, in Tamil, we say in also Sanskritam, Udayam. Udayam means sunrise. That Udayam is grammatically changed into Vodaya adrehe. Adri means mountain. Vodaya adrehe means where you see the sunrise coming over a mountain. So that is called Vodaya Adri. Okay. This is basically the Himalayan mountains. Okay. Himalayan mountains is what we're talking of. You see the sunrise over it. So this is called Vodaya Adrihi. So Vodaya Adrihi, as long as these hills over which the sun rises, as long as they are existing, Bhuvaha Mandalam, the Bhumi, the earth, Gopta, the one who protects it, Ekaviraha, incomparable Viran, I am this Naradeva Nataha, this Chakravarti, Jaitram Ratam Asthaya Atachapaha Paryasyate. That is the center. Now there is a beautiful comparison given here, Uvamai, Uvamanam, as they say, Atachapaha. Arkaha yatha dakshinataha. Dakshinato yatarkaha, the last two words. Arkaha yatha dakshinataha. Arkaha means sun, Surya Bhagavan. Yatha, yavvaru, in which way? Dakshinataha, how the sun, now see the thing is, when we say Dakshina means immediately we think of south. Okay, that is correct. We say Dakshina Dik is actually south because normally we face the east. When we face the east, and the south is to our right. So Dakshinataha means to the right, which is when you do a circle, when you go on an orbit around the sun or the earth is going around, basically the orbit is always what we call as clockwise, isn't it? That is what's implied here. So Arkaha yata dakshinataha, the sun, how it is traveling in its own orbit. Okay, like that, the king will travel all around the earth. The whole Bhumandalam will be under his rule. Okay, that's the meaning of the slokam. Ayam bhuvaha mandalam odayadrehe gopta ekaviraha naradevanataha asthaya jaitram ratam atha chapaha paryasyate dakshinatah yatharkaha. Now today, I've still got 8 minutes. Maybe I can do one more slokam. Number 21. Asmai nrupalaha kila tatra tatra balim harishyanti saloka palaha mamsyantaha yesham striya adirajam chakrayudham tat yasha uddharantyaha. Asmai nrupalaha kila tatra tatra balim harishyanti saloka palaha mamsyantaha yesham striya adirajam chakrayudham tat yasha uddharantyaha. Once more. Asmai nrupalaha kila tatra tatra balim harishyanti salokapalaha mamsyantah yesham striya adirajam chakrayudham tatyasa uddharantyaha. Overall meaning, when he goes around like this on his chariot, what happened? There, wherever other kings are there, along with the various Dikpalagargal, okay, they will give him bali, offering, submit to him. And the strigal, when the strigal, the women folk praise you, that carries extra weight. Always remember that, okay? The strigal will all sing and give an exposition. They describe this Pruthu Maharaja's fame and reputation. And this Pruthu is the Adi Raja, the very first king on the earth. The very first Raja, rather, I should not say king. Very first Raja. We saw that earlier, why he is called Raja, right? Because he gives happiness and bliss and joy to his citizens by his actions, remember. So they will consider him as Mahavishnu himself. They'll praise him, praise his fame and reputation, all the strigal, and will consider him as Mahavishnu himself. That's how a ruler should be. That's how a Raja should be. Now let's move on and see if I can conclude this today. Asmai, to this king, to this Raja, ivarukku, tatra tatra, there and there, wherever it happens, nrupalaha, various other rulers, salokapalaha, lokapalaha, salokapalaha, along with the various Dikpalagargal, the other rulers associated with that, balim, harishyanti kila, balim means tax, to put it another way, submit to him. Harishyanti, they will give him, kila, isn't it? They will do that. Tat yashaha, that Pruthu's yashaha means fame and reputation, we covered that. Tat yashaha, his fame and reputation, avarude pugalai, uttarantyaha, describing that in great detail, yesham striyaha, these various kings and all that, and sub-rulers, their wives, the ladies present there, yesham striyaha, they will describe and in praise the fame and reputation of this king. How will they do that? They will say, Adirajam Chakrayudham. Adirajam, the very first Raja, this Pruthu, the Prutuvai, Chakrayudham mamsyante, mamsyante, they will consider him as Chakrayudham. Chakrayudham means Mahavishnu. Okay? Mahavishnuvaha, Mahavishnuve endru karuduvargal. They will consider him as Mahavishnu only. So they will praise, sing his praise. Under such a reputation they will spread. Who? The strigal belonging to the kings who submit themselves to him. Okay? That's how his reputation will be as he moves around the world. So Pruthu Maharaja ruled all over the Bholokam. Please remember that. Okay, in the most dharmic manner, setting an example. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That is what Bhagavan did. So dharma samsthapanarthaya. After Vena's Aturyam. Okay, remember again also. And after 7 generations, after Dhruva, the 8th generation is Pruthu. Okay, remember that. And so with Bhagavan's case, we will continue tomorrow. There's not enough time to take up one more slokam. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.